I'm going to break down in this video every single preset strategy that you get to add to a chart with the QuantCrawler Signal Strategy that comes out tomorrow, June 28th. Now, I know when I start some of these videos, I can get really wordy and I ramble, so I'm going to be very quick. All of these are done from April 1 of 2025 to June 20 of 2026 in a backtest using level 2 tick data, and it's using a 70/30 walk forward optimization in the backtest. So is what this means is it's what institutions and hedge funds use when they are back testing. 70% of the data is shown to the engine and then 30% is reserved and set aside. So when it finds the 70% that it likes the trend, it has to hold up in the 30% that it can't see to prevent curve fitting. This is the exact same methodology that institutions and hedge funds use. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. So I'm not going to ramble anymore. I'm going to show you every single back tested result and how you add it to your chart using QuantCrawler Signal Strategy coming out on June 28th, 2026. First, let me quickly show you this. Once you get access to the indicator in your invite only section and you add it, let me quickly show you how to add an alert because it doesn't change for any of these presets. You right click or however you add your alert and simply click add alert on MNQ. You then right here at the top select QCS Preset, which is the strategy we're going to be using. The second box down, you don't want it on this top one because this will execute an alert at an order fill and an alert. So you'll actually get double fires. You want to be on order fills only. So when it fires an alert and puts you in an order, that's an order fill. When it fires an exit, that's not just an alert, it's an order fill. So that's your in and your out. So you want to be order fills only. Set your expiration to whatever you want. And then in your message, you need to have this right here. You want this message right here. You can name the alert whatever you want. It doesn't matter, but this needs to be here so when the strategy fires, it sends the correct webhook to Ghost or your automation platform, whatever one you're using. You should be using Ghost if you're not, but this is what you need in the message field. And you click apply. And then with your webhook, you can send this to any webhook. It doesn't have to be QuantCrawler, but if you use Ghost, you need your Ghost specific webhook, or wherever you want this signal sent, you need to have that right here. Click apply and then create. So that's how you create the alert. So with that out of the way, let me show you the back tested results from April 1, 2025 to June 20, 2026. About 14, almost 15 level 2 tick data put into my Python engine and then optimized. The first one we're going to look at is top to bottom, MNQ 4-minute. We're going to select this, click OK. We're then going to go to the MNQ chart and we are going to select the 4-minute time frame and then come down here to our strategy report. Once your report updates and you have the correct date range, April 1 to June 20, you should see results that look like this. 10,883 on the P&L, max drawdown of $868.96 for a profitable trades of 76.39% and a profit factor of 1.552. All of this is done from simply selecting this preset with this ticker and this time frame and this date range. This is the range of my Python engine. So we've seen this one. We're now going to move on to MNQ 5-minute and see the difference between these two because this one was just actually added on the 26th because the engine found it. My Python engine runs around the clock, by the way, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I pull live new level 2 tick data every 3 days and feed it in, and then it just is always in a cycle. So this is always going to be improving, and I'm just going to keep adding new drop downs here. So eventually we might get to a point where there's 60 things in here, but that's just everyone can have their own individuality of what they want to run, how they want to pair it in combos and everything like that. So this is just going to keep advancing as this strategy progresses. So let's go to MNQ 5-minute. We'll click OK. We'll change to the 5-minute time frame on MNQ, and let's let this update. Now, he just found 11,307 on your P&L for a max drawdown of $610, profitable trades of 62.22%, and a profit factor of 1.563. This is also just running one contract. Everything I show you on futures is going to be one contract, and Forex, the lot size is 1. But if you guys scroll down in the strategy, you can see you can change your stop loss method. You can adjust all of these. You can change whether it's ATR fixed or percentage based. You can override the preset templates take profit 1. You can add a take profit 2. You can adjust the cooldown bars. You can enable a scale out, move your stop to break even. And then down here at the very bottom, you can scale your contracts up or your Forex lot size down or up, whatever you want to do. So there are adjustable fields in here to see if you can make this better, but my Python engine I think is pretty damn good. So since we're still on MNQ, let's wrap this up and do the 20-minute swing. Now, I will tell you while this is loading, I don't like this one. The reason that I don't like it is it hits all metrics, but the trade count is very low, and I don't think there's enough data there over 14 months on the 20-minute time frame to feel confident in this. However, this, based on the Python engine running, does hit all of the metrics. The profit factor is there. The trade minimum that my Python engine will accept is 100. So this barely cleared it. This again, I do not like this. I would not run this. However, if people want to run it, it's available. It's completely up to you. That's the beauty of trading. You can do your own thing, but you do what you wish. Let me know how it goes, and we will continue to update this as things progress. But on a 20-minute swing time frame, a longer hold, 4,566 P&L, $1,100 drawdown, 81.48% profitable trades, profit factor of 2.238, and that wraps up the MNQ overview. Now, if you guys have seen any of my last videos, you're going to know that me and NQ are absolutely fighting right now. So NQ 3-minute, this one right here is not going to be for everybody. However, it does hit the metrics and the numbers of what my engine will produce. So these are the results. NQ just totally destroyed my live fleet the other day with the worst trade it's taken in 14 months based on QC signals. So like I said, I have a love-hate with NQ right now. 43,000 on the P&L, drawdown of 9,792. Remember, NQ is the big boy version of MNQ, and the reason that these don't directly translate is because QC signal strategy and indicator is a volume-based flow, and MNQ and NQ, while 99.9% the same, have different volume. You can look at that yourself and separately identify that. But the volume is different, which means it's not a direct translation. So running 10 MNQ contracts does not equate to just putting that same strategy on NQ and running one, because you will not get the same results. I've verified it. I've back tested it. It does not work the same. So while it may seem silly to run 10 MNQ contracts with no scale out like I do, it just simply works. So that's why I do it. But you can see here, profitable trades 71.09%, profit factor of 1.213. Again, drawdown is intense and P&L is moderate. It would, in my opinion, be better to scale MNQ because you would get higher P&L with less drawdown, higher win rate, higher profit factor. But again, to each their own. That's the beauty of day trading. You do what you want. We now are on MGC 5-minute time frame. This report is updating. So on MGC right here, 5-minute time frame, the total P&L 29,659 and 16 cents. Drawdown 2,389 for a profitable trades of almost 51%, a profit factor of 1.676. I can tell you the thing I don't like about this, but every single optimization is finding this because of the all-time high gold climb and sell-off in this range right here. You have big ledges. So ideally is how I would do it is I would look at this number 29,659 and say, okay, before you have the massive ledge, your cumulative P&L is 9,896, and when this climb is done, it's 16,502. So about a $7,000 swing. To be realistic for planning purposes, I would deduct that $7,000 because this ledge is so massive from this figure and assume that over the course of 14 months, if these last 14 months repeated themselves, which we all know it won't, but if it did, you would assume closer to a $20,000 or $22,000 P&L because this ledge is just an anomaly. You can see there's a couple other spikes here. I don't worry too much about those when I'm looking at backtest, but this one right here, mentally, I would exclude it and be like, hey, this probably isn't going to repeat a $30,000 P&L over 14 months. The next one we're going to look at while we're here on MGC is the 20-minute swing. Again, I don't like these because there's not enough trade volume for me to feel like these are validated, but the engine found it. It fit the metrics, so I'm going to show you anyways. And this one was relaxed on the parameters. It looked that I wanted to put it in here. The total P&L 12,630, drawdown of 1,736 for a profitable trades of 61%, but only 72 trades over 14 months. So again, bigger time frames, 20 minutes doesn't fire as often as like a 5-minute or a 3-minute frame would, obviously, just because it takes 20 minutes for one bar to close, all the algorithms to hit each other. And the profit factor 3.318. Again, I don't like it, but it did fit the metrics, so I did include it because you can do what you want. The other and last one on futures is MES on the 5-minute time frame. So I'm going to switch over to that right now and let this load. Total P&L $6,213, max drawdown of 613, profitable trade 71.65 for a profit factor of 1.771. Now with this one here, This is a very scalable with a drawdown like this on a $2,000 trailing drawdown on most prop firms. This is very scalable. So is MNQ. But right now, this is the only MES preset settings that the optimizer has found. I'm trying to find more for MES. There should be more in theory based on how MNQ moves and MES being semi-correlated. So right now, these are all of the tickers presets that are available. So now I will show you on the 15 and 5 minute time frames the Forex pairs that are available. But there's one thing we have to do. When you select one of these, like I'm going to select EUR USD on the 15-minute time frame, and then I have these boxes right here because these back tests won't show correctly if you don't change the commissions. And these boxes are just visuals. These don't actually do anything. It was the only way I could really get them to stick here in the actual settings tab though. So clicking this does nothing, but as we need to do is this $2 an order is come over to the properties tab. And right here in your commissions, change it to 2. And then when you get to that point, you can load the EUR USD chart. And I used all of this on OANDA. That's how I back tested everything because I have the data feed for that. So everything is back tested to them specifically. I did not use any other data. Now, this one right here is rocky. I don't exactly love it because I don't love this curve. There's a lot of peaks and then quick, sharp drops, but only 116 trades over the last 14 months. P&L 3,617, drawdown of 987, profit factor of 1.519. And then also just to show you guys, I'm actively running all of these that you see here. I'm not running the 20-minute swings. I'm running one per on futures on everything except NQ because we're in a love-hate relationship right now. And then I'm running every single Forex pair here. So this overly impressive, not really. Hoping to get it better, but on the 15-minute time frame. So the trade volume is low, and I want to see something quicker, hopefully on a 3, 4, 5, 6 minute time frame, somewhere in there, with more volume and more consistency over time. But as of right now, this is the preset for EUR USD. The next one, we're going to go GBP and update our properties to 350. And then you can see here, this equity curve is maybe more consistent because there's not as many ledges, but 6,446 on your P&L for a max drawdown of $1,500 for an almost 75% profitable trades rate and a profit factor of 1.477. So you have some peaks, you have some valleys, but for the most part, you have a fair amount of wins. Just some of your losses are bigger just based on what it found, but the wins are outweighing the losses. I am actively running this one, and this one is probably far my most successful one, mainly because of this run right here. So now we're going to do USD CAD. So we'll change this to 360, and we need to change to the 5-minute time frame, and we'll let this report update. So this one right here, 5-minute time frame, 11,277 on the P&L for a max drawdown of 1,892. This equity curve is great for an almost, well, a little over 64% profitable trades and win rate with a profit factor of 1.823 on USD CAD. And the last one is USD JPY. So we'll update this here. And then this is going to wrap up the video of showing you guys top to bottom results on the QC Signal Strategy. So here's one of the weird things is you can see if I run this April 1 to June 20 and I hit select and let this load, you can see how weird this chart looks. I don't know what is going on here with TradingView and why it does this, but this is USD JPY on the 10-minute time frame. And when this report updates, it looks like a completely flat line for $63,000 with this here. But when you, and a profit factor of 5, this would be incredible. But when you just go to the last 365, I still need to figure out why this is. I don't trade Forex enough to understand why this may have happened. So if you know, let me know in the comments. But if you look at the last 365 days instead of the way we were just looking at it, total P&L 12,495 for a drawdown of 1,066, profitable trades 62.62%, and a profit factor of 2.198. So that right there is every single strategy that you get pre-built in a preset, which is literally click this, select the ticker, select the time frame, right click, set your alert, and automate it with Ghost. And these are the results over the last 14 months. It doesn't guarantee future results, but with 14 months of level 2 tick data optimized in a round robin, I Monte Carlo'd all of this. I did everything that a back test would want with a 70-30 split. And these are the best results over the last 14 months. So in theory, they should come close, not exact, but they should be enough to predict that these strategies are consistent going forward.